Greetings, everyone, and warm welcome to The Last Living Prepper, where we equip you with knowledge to survive and thrive in any situation. If you find our content useful, please show your support by giving us thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In today's video, we will be discussing how to get prepared for emergencies with UK government guidelines. Emergencies can happen anytime, anywhere. Whether it's a natural disaster, a health crisis, or an unexpected accident, being caught off guard can have serious consequences. That is why being prepared can make a real difference in your safety and well-being. It's not just about having supplies. It's about being informed, having a plan, preparing your home, talking to others, and knowing what to do when the unexpected occurs. Being informed and understanding potential risks in your local area is crucial for effective emergency preparedness. It is important to find out if there are specific emergencies you might be more at risk of than others, depending on where you live, work, or are traveling to. For example, you can check your flood risk for areas in England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. Get information how to prepare yourself for power cut. Be aware what to do in case of hazardous substance and radiation exposure. Check the weather forecast for your area, or download the Met Office Weather Forecast app. Find out the pollution forecast in your area. Check the country-specific travel advice for your destination if you are planning a trip overseas. In England, your local resilience forum will publish information online about the risks in your local area. Links to the websites of the local resilience forums in England can be found on gov.uk. Local resilience forums are partnerships made up of representatives from local public services, such as the emergency services, local authorities, the NHS, the Environment Agency, and other organizations involved in emergency preparedness, including utilities providers. Local resilience forums identify potential risks and produce emergency plans to either prevent or lessen the impact of any incident on their local communities. Each local resilience forum publishes a community risk register, which sets out the different risks most likely to cause disruption in your region. Details of the Wales local resilience forums can be found on Gov Wales. The equivalent of local resilience forums in Scotland are regional resilience partnerships. Details for the regional resilience partnerships can be found on the Scottish Government's Ready Scotland website, and community risk registers for Scotland can be found on Fire Scotland. The equivalent of local resilience forums in Northern Ireland are emergency preparedness groups. Details for the emergency preparedness groups are available from the Northern Ireland Civil Contingencies Policy Branch. For information on emergency preparedness in Northern Ireland, visit Be Ready for Emergencies. When it comes down to the risk of flooding, there are several steps you can take to prepare if you live in an area that is at risk. Sign up to receive flood warnings by phone, text, or email. If you have a disability or need extra help, you can contact Floodline and ask for flood warnings to be sent to a friend or relative on your behalf. Make a personal flood plan for you and those around you. Consider packing a grab bag of essentials in advance. We discussed this topic wider in our previous video, 10 must-have FEMA emergency items. Store important documents such as ID and birth certificates in resealable watertight plastic bags to help protect them from water damage. Before a flood happens, you can make changes to your property to reduce the damage flooding can do. We are going to discuss it further in another chapter of this video. You can find more information on gov.uk under adapting your home or business to the risk of flooding. Now let's look at power cuts, and how can you prepare for this unfortunate event? There are several precautions you can take. Keep a battery or wind-up torch and spare batteries at home. Consider keeping some bottled water and non-perishable food that doesn't need cooking, such as ready-to-eat tinned meat, fruit or vegetables, and a tin opener. You should also include baby formula and pet food if needed. Find out your power load block letter. In the unlikely event of a national energy shortage, emergency power cuts could be scheduled on a rotating area-by-area basis. Each area in the UK is assigned a load block letter and would be scheduled to disconnect from the electricity grid for around 3 hours at a time. You can find which load block letter you are in by entering your postcode at powercut105.com, or some energy suppliers include it on electricity bills. If you're eligible, sign up to your energy supplier's priority service register to let them know that you need additional support during a power cut. If there is a chance you may lose internet connection and possibly mobile signal during a power cut, you need to prepare for this. Write down the phone number to report a power cut. This is 105 in England, Scotland, and Wales, and 034-576-43643 in Northern Ireland. You can also save the number in your mobile phone. Keep a battery or wind-up radio and spare batteries at home. If your only way of making emergency calls is through a landline phone, or if you have a telecare kit connected to your landline, contact your landline provider to understand whether your phone will work during a power cut. If you have a personal alarm or diabetes sensor, also known as telecare devices, or other connected equipment monitoring your health, speak to your device provider or manufacturer to understand how they will function during a power cut. Another emergency situation you may be in is hazardous substance and radiation exposure. In this case, follow the remove advice if you think you have been deliberately or accidentally exposed to a hazardous substance, or if you think you have been attacked with an acidic or corrosive substance. Remove yourself from the hazard to avoid further exposure, what includes removing as much substance from the skin as possible, and reduce further harm and moving away from the hazard as safely as you can. Remove outer clothing if affected by the substance. Be very careful not to touch or spread the substance, as this could lead to further injuries to the affected person or those helping them. By avoiding clothing coming into contact with the face, it reduces the risk of the substance getting into eyes, mouth, and nose. Do not pull off any clothing stuck to the skin, as it may damage that skin. Remove the substance from skin if affected. If the substance is not painful or itchy, remove the substance using a dry absorbent material to brush it off or soak it up. If the substance is painful or itchy, do not wipe the skin, as this may spread contamination or cause further harm. Rinse the affected area continuously with clean water. Another thing worth discussing is signing up for alerts and warnings. Emergency Alerts is a UK government service that can be used to warn you if there's a danger to life nearby. Alerts can be sent by the UK government, devolved administrations, and other public bodies such as the police or your local council. These organizations do not need to know your phone number or location to send you an alert. Alerts are sent to your mobile phone or tablet based on your current location. Another step helping you to stay informed is to find out if you are eligible to sign up to a Priority Services Register, PSR. Visit thepsr.co.uk to check if you are eligible to sign up to your gas, energy, or water provider's priority service registers. By signing up to the register, you can let your supplier know that you need additional support, including when there is an interruption to your supply. You need to contact your supplier to be put on their register. This service is available to customers in England, Scotland, and Wales. If you are in Northern Ireland, these are called customer care registers. Make a plan. Work out the best escape route from your home if there is an emergency like fire, or what you should do if your home floods. If you live with others, discuss this with them. Also decide on a meeting point for situations where you might not be able to return home. Write down important phone numbers on paper and store them somewhere easy to find in a power cut. Include the phone number to report a power cut. 105 in England, Scotland, and Wales, and 03457-643-643 in Northern Ireland. Phone numbers of anyone you would want to contact in an emergency, a list of your regular medication, frequencies of any local and national radio stations that you use for news updates, insurance policy details, and contact numbers. Prepare a household emergency plan to record this information in one document. You could keep this with other important documents such as passports and birth certificates. Add emergency contacts or medical information to your mobile phone. It is often called ICE or medical ID on smartphones. By doing that, emergency services can access this information without having to unlock your phone with a passcode. Remember, you are including sensitive information. Prepare your children by talking to them about what to do in an emergency, including how and when to call the emergency services. The StayWise website includes information and resources on emergencies for children. More information how to prepare your children for an emergency you can find in our video about 10 must-have FEMA emergency items. Ask your child's school or other childcare provider if they have your correct contact numbers in case they need to contact you during an emergency. Your child's school should have plans and procedures in place to deal with different types of emergency. For for example for severe weather, loss of utilities, and fire. You can prepare your home by completing an online home fire safety check. This is to help keep you and your home safe from fire. The test is available on the website www.safelinks.co.uk. The Home Fire Safety Check is approved and recommended by UK Government and National Fire Chiefs Council. The initial test includes property location, assessment type, property ownership, property type, number of floors, smoke alarms room details, tidiness, clutter, heating, occupants, health conditions, behaviors, and previous fires. Based on the answers you have given in this section, you will get some general tips and advice to help you keep your home safe. All the advice shown throughout this home fire safety check will be available to download or print at the end as part of your personal action plan. The last part of the test has detailed questions about every room in your house. Based on the answers provided, you will receive personalized advice. Set a reminder in your phone or make a note on your calendar to check your smoke alarms at least once a month. Fire England has more information about fire prevention and fire safety. In the section Fire Safety at Home, you can find advice how to avoid risk of fire caused by cooking, electrics, heaters and electric blankets, candles and cigarettes. Stay safe when cooking by not cooking if you have been drinking a lot of alcohol, not leaving children in the kitchen alone when cooking, and keeping matches and saucepan handles out of reach. Make sure saucepan handles don't stick out so they don't get knocked off the stove. Keep loose clothing, tea towels and cloths away from flames. They can catch fire easily. Next on the list is electrics. Stay safe by trying to keep to one plug per socket. Keeping electrical appliances clean and in good working order. Keep electrics, including leads and appliances, away from water. When using heaters, secure heaters against a wall to stop them falling over. Keep heaters away from curtains and furniture, and never use heaters to dry clothes. When you use candles, never leave lit candles unattended. Put them out completely when you leave the room and at night. Make sure candles are secured in a proper holder and away from materials that may catch fire, like curtains. If you smoke cigarettes, stubble cigarettes out properly and throw them away carefully. Never smoke in bed or anywhere you might fall asleep, such as in a comfortable chair. Know how to turn off your gas, electricity, and water. You'll need to turn these off if you have to leave your home due to flooding or for other reasons, such as if there's a leak. Check if the right insurance is in place for your home or business, for example, flood insurance. If you live in a flood risk area, there is more actions you can take to prepare your property. There is no way to completely stop floodwater getting in, but you can make changes to protect your home or business. You can secure external doors. Put in a flood-resistant front door. Buy temporary removable flood barriers for your doors. Raise the bottom of your doors. To protect your walls and floors, you can apply a damp-proof coating and a damp-proof layer or membrane, also known as tanking. Air bricks are bricks with holes that allow air to circulate under or through a property. You can replace air bricks with self-closing air bricks, which close automatically during flooding to stop water entering. You can also buy watertight covers to put over your air bricks, drains and pipes. You can fit flood-resistant valves to drains and water pipes. These valves close under pressure and stop sewage and dirty water flooding into your home or business. You can place an inflatable bung in the U-bend of your toilet. This stops floodwater coming up through the toilet and into your property. Talk to others how to be informed. Make a plan. Prepare your home and pass on information about the support available. Help your friends, family, neighbors, and colleagues to undertake the simple actions which we discussed earlier in this video. Swap contact details with neighbors and consider creating an instant messaging group or other closed online social network for your street or building. These can be an important source of information and support during an emergency. Ask your neighbors if they might have additional support needs during an emergency. They may have additional medical needs, be new to the area, be digitally excluded, or not speak or read English well. Talk to them about the help available and how you can support them. Make a plan to check in on neighbors if an emergency happens, particularly if the power goes out. Consider what supplies you and your household might need during an emergency lasting a few days, such as a power cut or water outage, or situations where you are advised to stay at home or to leave your home for safety reasons. It can be helpful to keep these items in one place in your home, and ideally somewhere easy to find if the lights aren't working. If you are escaping your house due to a fire, you should not take anything with you at all. You should ensure you have enough of the medication you need to keep you going for several days. Pack a few essential items in your car boot to make sure you're ready in case of getting stuck in wintry weather. This can include a torch, in-car phone charger, warm clothes and blankets, high-visibility clothing, jump leads, food and drink, and a shovel for snow. It can also be helpful to keep a first aid kit in your car. Put together an emergency kit of items at home. This could include battery or wind-up torch. Torches are safer than candles. Portable power bank for charging your mobile phone. Battery or wind-up radio to get updates during a power cut. A car radio can be used, however, in severe weather it might be safer to stay inside. Spare batteries for torches and radio, and a backup battery for any medical equipment you rely on. A first aid kit, or some first aid items, including items such as waterproof plasters, bandages, a thermometer, antiseptic, eye wash solution, sterile dressings and gloves, medical tape for dressings and tweezers, hand sanitizer and wet wipes for hygiene purposes when the water is off. Bottled water. There is no standard figure for this, as emergencies can vary in duration and people use different amounts. A minimum of 3 liters of drinking water per person per day is recommended by the World Health Organization for survival. 10 liters per person per day will make you more comfortable by also providing for basic cooking and hygiene needs. Additional water might be needed to make up baby formula, for medical devices, and for pets. Non-perishable food that doesn't need cooking, such as ready-to-eat tinned meat, fruit, or vegetables, and a tin opener. Don't forget food for pets. Baby supplies such as nappies and baby formula ready-made or ready-to-feed formula is best, as you may not be able to boil water. Rather than buying all the items at once, you could just add to your emergency kit when you are able and build it up over time. Emergency preparedness is an ongoing process, not a one-time task. Start by taking small, manageable steps today to build your resilience for tomorrow. Review the information in this guide, visit the UK government website for detailed resources, and start creating your personalized emergency plan. Remember, being prepared empowers you to face the unexpected with confidence and protect yourself and your loved ones. Take action now, and join us in building a safer and more resilient community for everyone. Thank you all for watching. We hope you found this video informative, and stay tuned for more from The Last Living Prepper.